What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone on this Tuesday, on the match day. We play Torino today in a few hours. Uh, Important game, obviously, because we need to win to catch up, and keep that mini winning streak again rolling into the weekend. I think we play Roma and then into Freiburg and so on and so on, because there's a big month ahead of us with big games. So that's that. But it wouldn't be Juve. It wouldn't be a week of following Juve without them announcing, or not them announcing, but the news coming out that they are gonna make another terrible decision. Like, there's no other way to describe this, and a decision that um, is not positive, in my opinion. It's sad, actually, and I don't know, like, it doesn't inspire you, or it doesn't make you feel better that the club is moving in a good direction, or any half decent direction by any means. But before we get into it, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification. But yeah, let's go. So the news is Alex Sandro. I think everybody saw that. I waited a few hours, so it's been almost 24 hours after the news drop, less, because it's mad. It's mad because at first I didn't believe it. Again, it's not official, but it makes sense for so many reasons now. But the news is that Alexandro is going to stay. I'll read out the news. It's coming from Romano Sky Di Marcio, saying after careful consideration, the club has decided to bet on Sandro again. In his contract, there's a clause for automatic renewal based on appearances. Juve could release him by paying 1.5 to 2 million euros compensation. However, the club wants to keep him. I'm actually speechless, like, at this moment in time, because I challenge anyone in the comments to convince me why this is a good move, and it needs to be a good argument, not a half decent argument. Like, it needs to be a good argument. Keep in mind that his wage is 6.5 mil, and it will remain 6.5 mil. Keep that in mind. Keep in mind his decline ever since 2017. Especially since 2019. Keep that in mind, because that's happened. Keep all those things in mind and try to convince me in the comments why this will be a great move. I think at this point, if you agree with it, I don't have, like, it's not about calling out, because I have no reason there's no reason that will convince me this is a good move. I think at this point, if you agree with it, you just agree with everything the club does, or you just actually hate the club. Like, it is as simple as that, because there's no way in the world that he should be getting an extension. Like, there's no possible way that should happen. His decline is terrible. He's just not good anymore. I praised him against Non, because in a back three, not doing the entire wing, basically, he looks half decent defensively. But it's still not great. Let's be honest. There are still very shaky moments. Against none, there was none. But you can go down this season and look at it. He has very questionable moments so many times. It's ridiculous for a player of his, I don't want to call that, of his experience. He makes stupid errors, like very basic errors. So you cannot convince me about he's playing well, because playing well is relative at this point. Because today I was told that Danilo is excellent, and if that's excellent, then what are we doing? I've been told that Chesney is not even a top 50 goalkeeper, like, in the world. Like, we're taking it too far with extremes, there are too many extremes. I get all the points, but he's on 6.5 million. That's like, he is dropping for the last couple of years. He's dropping 2.5 million worth of performances a season. I don't know. Like, again, it feels like the club is run by idiots and people who don't have a clue what to do. And actually, it is. It is. That's what's happening now, because this is ridiculous. You're wasting another 6.5 million net. So that's about, because he played in Italy, let's say 9 to 10 million euros gross that you are basically burning, because there's no way he is worth that money. There's no way you should keep him. You need to move on now. Stop playing him, or play him if you want, pay that compensation, and, done. Get it over with. Don't waste any more money. You need to make a change. This change needed to happen for years. It's not this season, for years. He's terrible. He's terrible. Let those last couple of games where he looked half decent in back three fool you from the fact that he has been absolutely terrible. The decline has been insane. I've never seen such a decline. I'm being that serious, because at his peak he was top in Europe. He was unplayable. His decline has been unbelievable. It's been insane. Injuries are also a little bit of a concern in my opinion, besides him not being good enough. But this doesn't fill me with... Does this fill anyone with confidence that we're moving into a good direction? Because you're re-signing free agents, wasting money, free agents, players that shouldn't be at the club, like a De Sciglio. Loaned out for so many times, gets a new deal. I don't care if he's playing for free. It's the idea that you thought he wasn't good enough, and he isn't good enough, but you still reward those players with a new deal. It's ridiculous. I cannot name a club who does these things besides us. And then we sit back, or not we, but probably the club sit back and be like, why are we this terrible? Well, this is one of the reasons you're terrible, because you make stupid decisions. Again, let me know in the comments, because I'm absolutely stunned, because I have been saying the whole year basically he's gone. There's no way the club is gonna renew his deal, because it makes no sense on any level. It makes no sense. Excuse me. It makes no sense. So I was sitting here all year saying he's done, he's gone. We need to replace him, because that's the good thing to do. It needed to be done years ago, but now he's a free agent, gone. Get it over with. I've been sitting here, and I gave the club the benefit of the doubt, and well, look at me. I'm a big fool, because the club is just what they are at this point. They're terribly run. There's no direction whatsoever. Absolutely no direction. They have no idea what they're doing at this point. There are people in charge who have no idea about football. It is what it is. It's reality. Agnelli confirmed that. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. On top of that, you might suggest that Allegri's going to stay. If you want to make it about that, he's probably going to stay. He's not going to go. Because I don't believe you do this deal without knowing who the coach is going to be next season. Because if you do so, it's even worse. Because you ask the new coach, do you want to keep him, yes or no? Because if you sign him to a new deal and the coach comes in and he's like, I'm not going to use this guy, but he's sitting on 6.5 mil, you will look like a fool twice in the space of a few weeks. So you might suggest that he's going nowhere, Allegri, or the club is convinced that he's going nowhere. Let me say it in that way. But this is absolutely ridiculous. I don't get it. I don't think even Alex Sandro gets it at this point. If he's being really honest with himself, I think even he is shocked that, oh boy, I'm getting a new deal. I tricked him. I made it. Because this is unbelievable. This is actually unbelievable. I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked, stunned. I'm not even pissed, because I'm not accepting it. I will call it out. But what are you going to do about it? Because this is the way the club is moving. This is the direction they have been moving for the last couple of years. You can accept it, like some have done, and they will accept everything the club will throw at them without questioning it. Or you can talk about it, be annoyed, be pissed, but at the end of the day, I agree with the fact nothing is going to change, because this is the club, and they're probably going to, make another few mistakes, calls, decisions where you're like, yeah, You don't need to do that, but you did it, you know. But it is what it is, I guess. He's gonna stay. It makes sense because he's playing a lot. He even comes in as subs a lot of times when he's benched. So it's not that the club is actively not, trying to not renew him automatically. They are, but it is what it is. I guess it's pointless to get pissed about it because the club, they make stupid decisions. They made decisions why we are in this mess, why we are this terrible, and we are a very average footballing side. It's on him. It's on them. Excuse me. And by the looks of it, they are not gonna stop making terrible decisions. But if you think this is a good idea, let me know in the comments. Try to convince me. You will not convince me because it's a terrible idea. But I want to read if you think this is a good idea. I wanna read why you think that. But please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Keep in mind today post game live, match reaction, all that good stuff on the channel. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, we will see you back then in a couple of hours after the Torino game. Ciao.